You already know what it is. Come on. Yeah. Woo.
The hottest hits.
Hot 106.
All right, Mike D back with another hot spotlight. This time we got my guy Ivan Brooks in the building. This guy, first of all, before we get any further, my man's got me fitted up. All right, we got situated.
For sure.
The jacket on. He brought me some other gifts. This is super fire, super quality. Tell me, I want to start with that. Tell me about Situated. Like, what's going on with this?
So Situated is the brand, it's the movement. Every artist you have, Dream Chasers, Maybach Music, Rock Nation, whatever the case is. I've been on a journey for so long, and I've basically kind of created a brand that represents what I am, resilient, resilient through my dreams and passion. So I created this entire world, this entire tribe of resilient people. So, I'm here today because I survived everything from my past journey transitioning from Africa to my journey transitioning, with a single mother, living life out here, transition from Africa to New York to Rhode Island. And then, kind of like the collegiate life, then the music journey, just really just surviving and creating a community of everyone else that's going through that currently, so it's like it's an umbrella of survivors, umbrella of resilient people. That's what my movement is. So once we put it to a global platform, people can connect with that. Like, for example, Dream Chasers, any Dream Chasers follow Dream Chasers, people that are, resilient, all that they're doing, trying to heal through life, etc., through their musical journey, artistic journey, etc. When you wear that, people see you, they be like, try vibes.
Yeah.
You're part of a tribe of people that are resilient. So
I love
that's what
that.
that movement is. So that's what, so now me, climbing into the industry, the levels that we're going now, to a global platform, we're now able to create our own entire platform movement instead of just being an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays being an artist, that's not it. It's like, why am I buying into you? As a consumer, why, I need something to, to attract to. So why you? So join my tribe type vibe.
That's incredible. And the merch is dope. Tell me a little bit about the logo. We got some artwork on there too.
Yeah, so the logo is the bear. So when you look at a bear generally, right, a bear is in captivity, whatever, the bear is fighting, surviving, living life, etc. The scars, bruises, and the bear hibernates. When the bear hibernates, anytime the bear comes out, you see, there's scars, and that's us in our life, car accidents, problems with family, losses, dreams,
financial
struggles, whatever it is. That's where all these scars. Shout out $1 Million Music. Definitely he brought it to life for me. I had a very, very unique drawing of it, but we came together and we brought it together. And on each of those cuts represents what we've went through. But when you see a bear at the end of the day, you're like, that's a bear.
Yeah.
That's a
Right.
beautiful bear.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
like, oh, it's a bear that's been through this. You're like,
Right.
no, that's a real handsome,
You're still
beautiful
scared.
bear.
Yeah, yeah.
You're still like, and that's who we are. We
Strength.
we are strong. We are resilient. And if you see, it has like the Ace of Spades in the middle.
Yep.
Type vibe. You can't even tell that's us. You know what I'm saying? We are that. We are blessed. We to be where we are on the journey we are, no matter what we've been through, no matter what our scars are, we are still powerful. So when someone sees you wearing that, don't be surprised. You be at Walmart or somewhere, and someone says, "Try vibes." You be
hell
like,
yeah.
"Try
I'm gonna
vibes."
send it right back. It's like one of my
yeah.
coworkers here has a Jeep, and sometimes they like beep at each other and drive by and be like, "Try vibes."
Try vibes, right? Just like that,
That's
and it
dope.
might help you. They might run up to you. It's such a beautiful community. We believe in helping each other, positivity, networking. We have nurses, doctors, realtors, beauticians, people that do like beauty stuff. Like we have a community of people, musicians. Like I have my film crew. Like I have different. Everybody have their own brands, movements, but we come together to really
Support
each other, and building that community. Imagine taking that global one day. It could be like we have Situated in Chicago, Miami, New York. We went to Portugal. We got it in Africa. We're spreading the movement globally and stuff. So that's what it really represents. It's survivors everywhere. This is how we identify ourselves, because Nike has athleticism with the the check.
Yep.
Here, this is a sign of survival and resilience.
That's amazing. And, we're going to get to the music in a second, but, I've through your social media, you use your platform to spread that positivity and to show the scars, to show the wounds that we overcome, that we continue to build. Now, as somebody who came here, from another continent, from another country, from Africa. What part of Africa was it from?
Liberia,
Sorry.
West Coast of Africa, Liberia, LIB.
There you go, baby. So coming from Liberia, into the United States, not only is there like such a huge cultural difference, but you kind of have to build everything from ground up,
right?
Even further behind a lot of people that were already established here. How would you take those first steps in doing that?
From the transition, because it was crazy because traumatically we came from a war. Liberia had the Civil War in 1996. We came from the war from Ghana. Ghana, took us in as refugees, and then we came here to the United States. So, starting from the bottom, when I heard that line, when Drake started from the, it's a real thing, honestly, for anybody that's listening, out there, like starting from the bottom, it really takes character. It really takes a person with true character to really. It's not something that just can be done. You really have to. You got to have that. You got to have a community as well. Like it takes a lot because, starting from the bottom, coming from Africa to New York, it took my family here to help my mother. Shelter us. And then from my mother having that support, my mother's always been a very strong, resilient person who was in Africa. She used to have her little businesses, which, allowed me to have that spirit as well. But starting from the bottom, you have to have character and you have to have community. And from transitioning from the New York life to Rhode Island life to chasing my dreams, you have to put yourself in the right places. Right. It's key. No one can really do it on their own. It takes you, it's prayer and plan, but it honestly takes you to really want to say, okay, I have to be in the right place. I used to take trips from Rhode Island. I used to work a daycare job. Shout out love for all my first job.
Let's go. I love that.
I used to take my daycare job and I would leave and the kids would be like, I'm a school teacher now, but for a middle school. But when I used to do daycare, and the kids used to call me Mr. Ivan. I'm now Mr. Brooks. They used to call me Mr. Ivan. So they would say, Mr. Ivan, where are you going this week? And I'll be like, LA. But I'll literally take a flight to go to LA to meet, for example, TMZ. Right. Just to learn, just to be around that, or take take a flight to like Louisville, Kentucky to meet with before a podcast became famous. Right.
Well, that's the thing is that I think gets really misunderstood at times because there are parts of social media that people will have instant gratification, right? Instant fame, and it could be off of something they did once. Right. But the majority of the people, like yourself, that that had to work literally from nothing and build it, you had to take those trips. You had to do those extra things that maybe only the kids at the daycare knew you were doing at the time. Right. But you were doing all that work to get you to this point. Right. And I think that's such an important message because sometimes, people have this expectations like, well, why isn't this person doing this for me? It's because I don't owe you anything. You gotta earn it first. Right.
And the community, like Rhode Island, shout out Hot 106, even back in the days when I was grinding and doing everything I was doing, shout out Beth and Deanna Cruz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those things. They used to see that. They used to like, man, like I was posting posters on guerrilla marketing, like on polls. You know what I'm saying? I was doing the talent shows. We down at the clubs. I would just Ivan Brooks birthday bash, like PR stuff. We used to have my name on the radio. Like you have to do those things because people say, oh, my city don't support. It's work. Yeah. I tell people this all the time. You really have to work because once you put in that work, people will respect the work. That's why my social media platform, as you see, I don't show anything but work. Right. Because work is what's going to encourage people because when people are motivated and encouraged by you, that's what makes them genuine followers. Right. That's what makes them really like, I love watching him work because it motivates me. So he gets my view genuinely. And that's what it's about. People are just like, oh, I made a dope song. You should follow me. Like even now with the music projects I'm releasing coming up, I'm going to put in the work just to release them, just to give you good quality that the day I put in that marketing, when it starts coming together, you now have plenty to enjoy because you're like, I've watched him work. My studio sessions, I go live. I'll record the whole thing live. Watch me struggle.
Makes people feel like they're a part of it too.
Yeah, part of it. So when
they want to see you succeed.
When I watch your live, I remember when you was trying to get that note out. Right. I think I wrote something to help you get that word right. Yeah. I feel like I'm a part of this. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful. And everybody wants to feel like they're part of something. That's the key thing. People want to feel, and that's why with my brand, my movement, you are part of this community. You're part of what I'm doing, and I bring you a part of this, so you can be a part of this journey. That when I make it, you make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
It's a community thing,
yeah.
you know, and and I think that's what's so important, especially being from Rhode Island, Providence. You know, I know you're obviously not originally from this area,
Right.
but you've taken it in, you've embraced the culture, and you're a part of it. And I think that's amazing because, like you said, when you win, it feels like everybody involved wins as well. I do want to talk about the music. We had I Love Me banger. We're working on Energy now.
Yes, Energy.
So tell me about Energy. Tell me how it came together and the vibes we get from it.
So, I Love Me, you know, it's a self-love record, you know, going through the journey, you know, surviving. Obviously, there's times where you have to really find that inner love within yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else, right? You know, so you go through that. All my music is really storytelling. It's about this journey. You know, my music is the melody to the movement.
Love that.
And that's what I have. So going into the Energy vibe, you really realize, like, we just lost the face of the brand, Situated. Shout out
my condolences,
RIP,
yeah.
you know, Jaji, we just lost the face of it. And many other people behind, you know, why this brand is so powerful and my movement, whatever. You know, you get around the energy of people. Like I said, this community thing, it could be a significant other, it could be, you know, a friend, it could be a family. You get around these people that give you this energy that just, you know, propels you to just do great, be great, you know. And the song, you know, is saying, like, girl, I need your energy, you know, like, it's like, it could be a girl, it could be whoever, you know what I'm saying? But Energy speaks about getting in that environment that basically just motivates you to just want more, do more, or you know, to just give more. And that's what Energy really represents. So when I was writing it, it was just saying, like, this is going to help somebody. This is going to help a vibe. This is going to help somebody just feel motivated. The beat, you know, the genre that I'm moving into now. I used to do, you know, just R&B, whatever the case is. I have R&B generally in me, right?
Yep.
I have soul, the Afrobeat music. You know, I'm from Africa.
Beautiful, yeah.
You know, it's a very heavenly vibe. You know?
It is.
Shout out Soundboy, you know, Trone. Next Level Music, everybody in Africa, Mac Voice, you know, I adapted to, you know, to that, you know, East Africa, Tanzania, you know, and I was like, guys, they're like, we love your music. They're like, dude, you need to make, you know, you need to really do this. So we're like, okay, you know, so, you know, when the music comes, it hits me, I paint pictures. Because I'm painting pictures that I'm going through.
Right.
You know, these are my survivals, so I'm not usually outside, but when I do pop back out, while I was inside, I was crafting something. I was telling a story. You know, of
there was a purpose. There was a reason.
Purpose. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's really about. You don't always have to be outside,
right?
Because you know when you're less, you're more valuable.
Yeah,
you know?
and sometimes it's better to be inside more because it means you're being more creative. You're keeping yourself away from the distractions. And there's a lot of them. There's too many of them, if of course. But so it's interesting moving into the Afrobeat world because Afrobeat just having an incredible shine right now. You know what I mean? There's so many wonderful Afrobeat artists, and I know here in Providence it is huge. Like whenever we get tickets, WizKid, whoever it may be, we can't keep the phone lines closed. They just pop off. How does that feel transitioning from R&B and kind of embracing that part of your culture, embracing that part of your life?
I mean, it was a genuine, natural. It wasn't even for the trend. It was a genuine thing because being in the industry for years, you know, going through, you know, different, you know, management, different, you know, labels, you know, being interested because we had like the song Birthday. We was working with people from like Sony behind the scenes marketing, you know, kind of like saying, hey, listen, your record Birthday is going viral on TikTok, you know, this, that, and the next, you know. And it was always this search for my sound. You know, I've always had this sound. You know when you know you.
Right.
I knew what was in me, and I needed this melody to really, you know, get with me. Every time I did something, I knew there was something missing.
Right.
So, you know, my aunt, you know, she's like, you need to climb into the Afrobeat. You know, my friends are like, listen, I'm telling you, you need to da-da-da-da. You know, my cousin, because we have at Freak the Lounge, you know, it's an Afrobeat restaurant on Fed Hill. And, you know, it's like, yeah, you need to do this. And I was like, the time will come.
Yeah.
So when I finally disconnected from the industry world and this, that, and the next, and I really just got in my bag, I was like, it just naturally happened, and it felt so good. I realized, you know, from being a soulful church singer to really beats that I always naturally connected with, that sound was just so fulfilling. It was just so me. And I was like, and I seen what it did to people. You know, they're like, man, I love your vibe.
Yeah.
I love your vibe. And I was like, my vibe. They're like, no, the music's something it does. And I was like, this is me.
Yeah.
And from there, I was like,
that's it. You're locked in.
I'm like, that's it. You know, it's like.
Well, it's amazing, too. And I think that's another really good point is that because you're good at something, And you can be good at something for a long time, but it'll take something to change in you where you become great.
Right.
And you find it's being persistent, not giving up, but it's also kind of allowing yourself to be open-minded to things.
Right.
Like you said, you were getting, your aunt was telling you to get in. You said when the time is right,
Yeah.
and it finally clicked, and now you're kind of in your pocket right now with it.
I don't rush anything.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. Anybody will tell you anything about me. I just when I need to, when the time is genuinely, like I used to live after graduating University of Rhode Island, I went through the industry back and forth, still on my networking vibe, just still pushing. That's always been what I've been doing,
Right.
resilience, pushing. I came back and I moved to an apartment. It was like a roach infested apartment, man. I was in there. My mother's like, "Why are you here? Why are you here? Move." And I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's time. I said, "Hey, Roach," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's up,
literally,
man? You hungry?
I painted it. I made it look nice. I went to the Dollar Tree. I got my, my little plates, my Dollar Tree. I'm telling you, I lived off that place.
Oh, man.
And,
Not the Dollar Tree.
And I say that story to say, I was there. I didn't feel like I had to move as bad as it was.
Right.
I felt like the time will happen. And then naturally, when they was building where the townhouse that I live in now, they was building it. And, and I drove by naturally and I was like, it's time. You just feel it, and a lot of people get influenced to move, do this, do that, and they do it, and it's not really the right time.
They're
or
not
it's
ready
not them,
for it.
and they're forcing it, and that's why the longevity and the consistency won't happen because why? It's not your time.
Mm-hmm.
You're born in life at a specific time because that's the time you're going to be needed.
Right.
Not wanted, needed. And whatever you are, where like the time in my life, all the things that I'm building and growing and doing, this is my time.
Mm-hmm.
This is naturally my time. My sound, I have officially stepped into it.
Right.
So and everything else before that has been a journey. It's been part of the story.
Part of the story.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be there now if you didn't go through it.
Exactly. Because back then I wanted to be this big star, but I probably mentally wasn't even there.
Yeah, but exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And, you get it with just experience and you get it with persistence. And, I think that's a super important message. And
with the mental health as well, too. It's like now that you get there, you're mentally you're there.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, personally, I know I through everything in life or whatever, there's been many times where it's easy to kind of to give up or to look at somebody else and be like, well, I'm better than that person.
Right.
Or I could do
Right.
that. Why
Right.
I can do that.
Right.
But you're not at the time.
Right.
How are you going to get there?
Right.
And it's not by hating on somebody else or expecting somebody to give you something.
Yeah. And a lot of people look at other people and they feel like I should, or why are they getting that love? I myself at one point was there.
Of course.
You
I've
work
been
hard
there, yeah.
and you see people that you're like, people say luck or whatever, but your blessings will come when it's needed. There's a reason why you're not there yet. There's a reason why, you don't have a child yet. Maybe there's a reason why, you don't have that job yet. Mm-hmm. There's a discipline. There's so many things that add into why we are not where we need to be. So some of us quit, but you're not supposed to quit. You're supposed to stay consistent on that journey because once you do, everything that's for you. Well, I'm a firm believer. Being in Hot 106 today, being in this building, I've always wanted to be here. Did I have a story back then? No. Did I have a journey? Did I have a movement, a brand that the world can say, yo, I want to follow that guy? Did I have that? No. I just wanted to come here and be like, I sing.
Yeah.
Hi, Hot 106. I'm a singer. You know what I'm saying? But now, God has blessed me. I'm here thinking I would have had been here with a record on the charts. I'm here just because of my grind, because of what I'm doing that, allowed you guys to say, hey, listen, we want to talk to you. We want to hear your story. We want to be a part of this journey. We want to be a part of your story. So this is a true testament that when the time comes, it will happen. This is more of an encouragement for me now. I'm about to hop in the studio and even go harder because I'm like, I got a Hot 106, the top station in my state, and now I'm gonna go even harder because it's my time. It is.
And I couldn't agree more, man. And it's to me, on my part, it's just such a pleasure to hear the story because everybody's got a story to tell.
Right.
And at this point in my life, my job is to help them tell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or at least give them the platform to tell it. And I genuinely enjoy hearing it and like just having been following you now for quite some time and seeing kind of how you post and the things that you do and the words that you say and the fact that you're on your grind. You are a school teacher, so you're giving back to the community in so many different ways.
Oh, I love those kids. You know
what I mean? For real.
Yeah, pouring into those kids is like it means a lot. You know,
It does. It's huge.
I'm here to inspire and be inspired, and those kids, they inspire me. And when I pour into, like 60% of my lesson is the lesson. The rest, I'm just pouring into them.
And that's what they're going to remember, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you had teachers in your lifetime that you remember. You couldn't remember really the lesson plan, but you remember the things they taught you about life.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I run into them here and there. You know, some of them in high school now, and they're just like, Mr. Brooks, there was some things you said you wasn't supposed to say to us, but I needed it because this year, that real message you give me, you know.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah,
and in kids, whether some people like to hear it or not, kids need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
And that's important that you do that. But
I tell them I'm not here to babysit. I said I'm here to pour into you.
Right.
You know?
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. The youth needs that, man. We need more of it. See what's
sure,
going
for
on in
sure.
the damn news these days.
Yeah.
Ivan Brooks, man, it's been such a pleasure. Energy, run it up, stream it.
Energy on streaming platform is outside. We got more records coming this year. I'm gonna release it. You know, sometimes you look at your records and you say, I'm going to hold on to this one, or I'm going to wait till I got this marketing dollar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to genuinely make good music.
Yeah.
I'm going to release it to the audience that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when marketing and everything kicks in, when the world gets to know me, they're going to be like, oh, he got this one.
Yep.
He got that one.
And go back.
And then he's going to go. Which what happens to a lot of artists like Meg Thee Stallion when she came out. People were like, oh, she been had that other song.
Right.
And, you know, and those records were blowing up. So coming up, I'm going to just, you know, do what I have to do to just release good music. You know, shout out my team. Shout out everybody that's behind, you know, Hot 106. You know, you guys definitely open the platform for, you know, showing us love. You know, shout out my tribe, Situated the Brand, Hot and RI.
Tribe Vibes.
Yeah, Tribe Vibes. Ted DiCaprio. You know, I Like Thursdays. Boo Boo Demetrius Andre. You know, that's
my
definitely
guy.
someone in my camp as well.
Oh, yeah. He's a good friend of
shout
ours,
out
too.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, definitely. You know, it's a lot of us, man. And we all out here really just trying to do great things in this world, you know, to inspire people. And I feel like when my time is up one day, I could say from day one to the end, I was resilient in what I needed to do to make sure, because our job is people. God's job is us. I always say that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate you guys definitely allowing us to just show the world what we're doing.
Man, you know you got a friend in us, and we're excited for the rest of 2023 for Ivan Brooks, and I'm sure you'll be back in here telling us the rest of the story.
Throw us some music, Yahweh, so the world can know, you know. Do it, you know. Shout out the whole Hot 106 crew, man. You know, definitely appreciate you, Mike.
Appreciate you, brother.
You already know.
You already know what it is. Come on. Yeah.
The hottest hits.
Hot 106.